Greetings and welcome to a new Let's Play series of Dungeons, the Dark Lord, the standalone expansion to Dungeons, logically enough. So much to say about this game, but most of that can wait until I actually start playing it. I am not entirely sure about the nature of what they were thinking when they made this. I almost think they were thinking about completely revamping the whole original system in the game, but then couldn't afford to do that. Something. Anyway, any case, this is a little bit different than the premise in the original game, in that we play a linear storyline that is not dictated by points on the map. Fortunately, that map was ugly. And they chose to embrace the city side much more. Not completely fully, but mostly fully. It's mostly silly and all that. And I approve. I did think they skimped a little bit on the story part, as you will notice when we get in there, but there's not much of a spoiler to say. That I think that when the writing team came together to ask, well, we need a story for this next bit, what are we gonna do? Well, we could always check the pile of standard fantasy tropes, like here on this table. Alright, so they picked up the top book of this stack, which happened to be the Lord of the Rings Abridged edition, and said, done! Alright. And that's essentially what this game is about, but it is a lot more fun. And I wholeheartedly approve of that. So let's begin. Should not talk so much bollocks before I start the game. Now, we could go straight into the story, but I think going into the tutorial is slightly better for the simple reason that there is no Mr. Sidekick at the start. So it gives a little bit of backstory as to how we managed to get to the story parts. And there are slight mechanical differences in gameplay, but we'll get to that as they unfold.
That miserable dungeon lord toppled me from my hard-earned crystal throne that I had taken from him by means of a cunning trick, and then he locked me up here. I may have already forgotten all the basics. I'd better make sure I still remember everything. Once I've got out of here, I'll really need those skills.
Yup. So we're playing as Kalypso, the once all-powerful dungeon lord that had dethroned her boyfriend and suddenly became replaced, became put down again and thrown into a prison. Although I thought she was put into a crystal ball and thrown somewhere to be forgotten. Apparently, that really was a crystal ball that showed where she was being locked up. Unfortunately, they did not take my suggestion and lock her in a place with Mr. Sidekick. In any case, let's get familiar with the camera controls.
Oh, a little goblin. Well, little one, are you lost? You want someone to cuddle you, don't you? Go on, little one. Pull the lever over there, and then I can cuddle you. That's right, little one. Come closer, and I'll cuddle you. Oh, that was too easy. But now back to my escape. I should close the cell. Those guards are so dim they probably won't even notice that I've escaped. All I have to do is interact with the lever to close the cell.
You could have at least knocked the goblin out or something.
Wonderful. That's that. Now I have to see to it that I get out of here. Fortunately, I have a small overview map. I also have a large map that shows the whole dungeon. Terrific.
Yeah. The map and the dungeon map both will be used to limited use. Both have a limited use, rather. In that I'm probably gonna ignore them for most of the game. Well, the minimap I will use extensively, but you can't see that. There's no IO vision in YouTube yet. At least not until virtual reality games become a real thing. I don't think this game would do very well in virtual reality.
Here's the first guard. I'll just attack him. There is also information about my health somewhere. If I don't have any health left, I'll die and will be revived at my dungeon heart. Normally, that is. But since I don't have a dungeon heart right now, my death would be fatal.
Yeah, that's a fault in the writing. I think death should be permanent. Death is always fatal. That's why it's called death. Death may just not be permanent for some people. Alright, so we now just have to take out some guards. They usually go down with 1 or 2 hits, because we are a badass. We have a whopping 125 health and 150 mana. Right, so Kalypso is a bit of a different animal compared to the Dungeon Lord. Whereas the Dungeon Lord you could shop around and change what it was. Essentially, the Overlord still plays better as a melee character, I think. I mean, the spells look nice, but for one thing, that's a lot of clicking you have to do for a random effect that may or may not work. Whereas hitting someone pretty much always works. Kalypso is more of a spellcasting type though, and while she can engage in melee, that's not her strong suit. Obviously she doesn't have a choice here, but these bugs are really just nothing. Level 2 critters, that's nothing.
I think I'll just check out my attributes. Attributes make me stronger in many ways, so I should immediately allocate any free points. I think I still have a few attribute points. I'd better look into that.
I'd make a comment about which purse you pulled those from, but I don't. Alright, so now you expect to find a little interface down here, but that will not arrive for just a moment, so we'll just use C to open this up. Now, like I said, she's a spellcasting type, so giving her more intelligence will make that better. Increase the mana and all that.
Usually, you don't get attribute points for free. You have to pay a high price for them in gold and soul energy.
And that is actually true. That's a new mechanic they have introduced in this particular game. Which I think is fine, actually. It gives you more reason to go for gold and soul energy and be more conservative with them. Because you kept on hoarding it in the older game, in the first game. This, in the base game, sort of. Anyways, let's just keep on going. Because we still need to escape the dungeon and she must not die.
Now I have access to my spells again. I should open the Grimoire and familiarize myself with them. I also have a skill point I should use. I can use skill points to unlock or improve, well, skills. I should think carefully about how I use those points. In my Grimoire, my skills are on the left. Scrolls that I have acquired in the course of my adventures are on the right. They represent skills that can only be used once. I should use my skill points now.
Now, what she just said is, while it is true, the more observant among you that have watched the previous series or have played the game the base game before, you'll notice that there is a slight difference in this menu, in that there is a button missing. Well, it's not missing, it's just gone. And that's the skill tree. It's gone, completely. Poof. Just away. We only have the spell book now, which, while called the skill book or something, it's not really that. Alright, so we have commandos, which I suppose you could give to your things and all that. Now, the skills she has are basically, or spells in this case, are the Flash of Light, which is basically a ranged flash of lightning. The Roundhouse Kick, which I like, but probably will not be as useful for her unless she's surrounded. And the Mana Shield. I think I'll give her the Mana Shield.
Wonderful! Oh yes, I can also drag spells to the quick bar, so that I can get to them more easily. Some spells are cast as soon as they're triggered. Others need a target that I have to choose first. As with attribute points, skill points also cost resources. So I should think carefully about how I use my resources.
That much is true. Alright, so they've added that automatically. The Flash of Light is an automatic spell, as you can tell by the effects going around in the frame. We also still have our quests going out, but since we are still in tutorial, that's not all that important. Let's get in here. Oh, alright, you die. Let's protect ourselves. Alright, I want you to hit that. Now, it doesn't look like much right now, but the Flash of Light will become much more effective once upgraded, because she can cast a few of them in a sequence, and it will do a great deal more damage, especially if you pump up her intelligence to a reasonable level. Let's see. Let's go over here.
What have we here? Some treasure sacks. I'd better take these with me. All I have to do is get close to them. Maybe I can do some useful things with the gold I have acquired.
Yeah, like actually buy shoes. Right, just collect all the gold.
Glorious, shiny gold. Gold can be used to purchase a few useful items for your dungeon, but I don't have any use for it right now.
Well, not as such, but you did say that you could also use it to upgrade your skills, although right of now, of course. Well, we could. I mean, we have 200 gold. But I don't see any real point in doing that right now. So instead, let's just attack this spider. Alright, which way to go? Down here, I think.
What's this I see? A little adventurer who's been having fun here in the dungeon. Wonderful, just wonderful. Heroes provide a valuable resource. Soul energy. Ah, sweet soul energy. But heroes don't simply have soul energy, no. They produce it when they're having fun in the dungeon. And later I can squeeze the soul energy out of them. All right, let's go. I should snatch that hero.
Yes, you should. And so we shall. Heroes still perform much the same function.
Very good. I was able to acquire some of his soul energy. With soul energy, I can do all sorts of useful things, like building gimmicks. But I can only build those in my own dungeon. Right now, I don't have a dungeon, so I should make sure to use the soul energy for attribute points. That will make me stronger.
Yes. Now, obviously, that would be true. If I could spend it on anything. I mean, I could spend it, but there's actually no point right now. No point at all. So instead we'll just make our escape.
A guardian monster. Very strange. Normally this monster should be guarding a dungeon heart against enemies. This one appears to be refusing to do its duty and is just standing around for no good reason. I'll have to beat some sense into him before I can get by.
So you're saying he's just a mini-boss sent here to be a distraction? How inconvenient for me. Please activate your spell. Thank you. And use your lightning if you can. Now he can't hurt me as long as my shields are active. And he's going down quite nicely, but he's only level 1, so it's not that surprising. Doesn't show me exactly what level Kalypso is, but I think it's probably at least level 5.
Ah, the exit from this prison. All I have to do to get out of this hole is to reach the stairs. Then I can plan my hard-earned revenge.
Well, let's get to it then. If that's all we need to do. Yeah, for a change we're actually going upstairs. Let's continue.
I finally escaped that filthy prison. That horrible lord is going to suffer for this. A bath in boiling oil springs to mind. But what's happening? I feel so weak. Ah, all my skill and attribute points have disappeared.
Which is why it didn't
blame
matter.
that obnoxious lord. That must be it. I bet he cursed me or something. Ah, he'll pay for this. I will use his entrails as a clothesline. At least there's a dungeon heart back there. I should capture it as quickly as possible.
You know, that's actually a fairly intelligent action by the Dungeon Lord to put a curse on her to make it so that she can never become strong enough again.
Ah, you can see the dungeon heart pulsating evilly. How divine. If I should ever actually die in a fight, the dungeon heart will revive me. But it will be damaged in the process. Good thing I can always quickly access my dungeon heart and its health. Very well. For now I will just settle down here and regain my strength. To do that, I should construct a dungeon. But I still lack the required resources.
Yep. Well, we have access to Dungeon Heart. We have no gold or soul energy. And like she said, we have lost all our attribute points.
Hey, a goblin! Where did he come from? Never mind, he's right on cue. I'm going to thoroughly exploit him as my cheap, willing slave. Here we have a gold deposit. I should dig into it to increase my stock of gold. There are 4 different types of rock. Regular rock is easy to remove. Hard rock is quite solid. It takes my goblins forever to dig through it. Gold veins contain valuable gold that my goblins can harvest. But these layers of rock are very tough. And then there is granite. My goblins cannot dig through that. even under threat of violence.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, we have lost all the skills and abilities we picked up in the previous level, and that will pretty much happen every time we go up a level. Or go down a level, I don't know. I forget which direction we're going most of the time. It is not important. Whew. Alright, well that'll do for the first episode of this series. Normally I'd pause at logical intersections, but it's not possible because I cannot pick the missions anymore. This is pretty much a linear story, told relatively well. In any case, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.